Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here. Now that my obligatory informative videos are done for the day, you guys know what time it is. It's time to talk about current events in the online fitness community. And people have linked me a video. They made me aware of the fact that Kinobody, aka Greg O'Gallagher, aka Kinobody, aka the self-proclaimed Bruce Wayne of the fitness industry, has made a video of himself trying to dumbbell press 150s and it didn't go too well. And I am the bane of the fitness industry, so here we go. People said that my imitation was bad last time. Let's see if we can get it a little better. Oh, Greg. I was wondering about breakfast. Instead, for your body. Speaking of which, I'm going to flip in his attempt. Damn, Greg, that was ugly, man. That was ugly. Let me go ahead and put on my +5 hat of speechcraft, or as some of you are lovingly calling it, my +5 hat of autism. And let's talk about this. All right, what do I say up front? I actually have been rooting for Greg lately because he's done some pretty impressive things. Like I gave him mad props for his strict standing presses. His overhead press is getting legit. Guy's actually learning to squat again. He's moving his channel in a good direction. I like the direction Greg has been going. He's turned me from being, in some ways, a hater at times to saying, hey, man, I'm rooting for you. I want to see you win. I want to see you reach your strength goals. Right? Just like he's probably been rooting for me since he found out I had been messing with a little fasting and other stuff, and I've been trimming my body weight down and my body fat's been slowly coming down. I'm going from being a fat power lifter to slowly getting leaner, talking about dropping down under 200 pounds. And he has gone from being the aesthetics pretty boy to having a pretty damn respectable standing press, getting pretty strong on the bench. He started squatting again. He's starting to deadlift. He's almost moving in the direction of powerlifting. And this is where worlds collide. This is good shit right here. This is good shit. I mean, I think everybody's happy with that sort of stuff. Like, everybody's moving in the right direction. He's been taking some of my advice, admitted it. And, I'm still waiting on a complimentary case of Pellegrino to be sent down because I kind of want to bathe in that stuff. Like, I want to see what it's like to take a bath in sparkling mineral water. Not just drink it. I want to bathe in it. Right? I bet you it's good for recovery, all those minerals. But the point is, he tried to do some dumbbell presses with this weight. Now, here's the advice I'm going to give to a lot of you guys out there. It could apply to Greg, to anybody else. I'm an older, much more experienced lifter. I'm obviously not a spring chicken. I care a hell of a lot about lifting heavy weights without getting hurt. I'm real big on that. That's a big part of my channel, and that's what I tell a lot of you guys out there. You guys can still deadlift 500 plus pounds well past age 40, well past age 50. Right? I'm trying to get back to 600 using a hook grip in my 40s. We can do this stuff without getting hurt, guys, but we do have to be careful. We have to pay attention to certain things. And man, this is where we fall into the category of ego lifting. And I'm not saying that this is a bad exercise, but we're going to talk in a minute about alternatives because Greg already has a strength base on an alternative for what he's trying to do here. If he just continued to work on that, he would be just fine. And I would rather see that. Let's talk about the dumbbell press. The dumbbell press is a finesse movement. You cannot treat the dumbbell press. I know a bunch of silly-ass bodybuilders, they try to treat it like a primary exercise. It's not, it can't be, it can never replace your bigger movements. And it is notorious. The dumbbell press is notorious for tearing pecs. It's notorious for damaging rotator cuffs, and it's when you guys just try to go too heavy and try to use weights that you can't handle, and then you get stretch overloaded at the bottom, all right? If you grab any weight with the dumbbell press, and you had the guy hand them to him, look, if you can't reach up, deadlift up, sit down on your knees and lay back, not kick them up, but lay down from a starting position with a weight that you can just kick up from your knees after laying down into the starting position at the bottom while you get into position, and then press it for 5 to 8 reps. From a full stretch at the bottom, it's too heavy for this exercise. And I'm saying that as a guy who cares about 1 rep maxes. I am all about big lifts, guys. I am all about squat, bench, deadlift, overhead press, chin-ups to a 1 rep max, as heavy as you can possibly handle. I'm all about it, guys. I'm all about strength sports. I'm all about maximum strength. That is my shit. This exercise has no place in that. This is an assistance movement. And if you can't comfortably get yourself into that position and bring it over to a dead stop stretch, like when you put it into position, none of this coming up and then bringing down on the first rep, you need to be able to start from the bottom. 5 to 8 reps. If you can't do that, it's too damn heavy. And what we saw him doing, that struggling and getting into position, that stuff over at the start, the guy helping you get that back into position, that's a no-no. You're done. That's too heavy. You're going to end up tearing a pectoral. And Greg, you spent a lot of time working on them teddies, man. You don't want to have a pair of pop teddies like Junkie Ward. Like, go look at that clown, Greg. Look at that ass clown. My age, running around tearing both of his teddies trying to bench press, right? Because he has no mobility, doing silly shit, doesn't know how to train. Don't be like that guy, right? You still want to be fit and healthy and jacked in another 10, 15 years, right? You don't want to be all busted up. You don't want to have a pair of pop. You don't want a pop teddy. Right? You don't want a pop teddy. Right? That's not good and be good for your outreach. That's not good for your channel. It's sure as hell not good for your aesthetics to have a big old tear in your teddy. Because then when you're lean, everybody can see it. You don't want that. You don't want that. Believe me, it's not going to add the sort of cuts that you want. Don't go there. Here's what I would say. There's nothing wrong with stretch reflex exercises. And then that's what the dumbbell press is, right? That's the benefit you get over a dumbbell, over a barbell. You can get that deeper stretch. You can get a deep myotatic or a stretch reflex in your pectorals, right? That's a good thing for chest development. In fact, that could improve your bench press, right? It's an all-around good thing. I mean, stretch reflexes in big muscles done through certain parts of your training can have big benefits. But you can't go that heavy on that exercise. You want to know what you can get a heavy stretch reflex on? The weighted dip. Right? And in my opinion, the weighted dip is the king. It's the absolute king of a heavy stretch reflex on your chest. Nothing beats the weighted dip. All right, save the dumbbell presses as a finishing movement. Do it at the end of your workout, right? Dumbbell presses should be done after you've done your heavy work, after you've done your fatigue, and you need more chest work. It's too hard to get into position for weighted dips. Maybe your shoulders are beat up, they're fatigued from all the other pressing, and you need something that's going to reach those deeper muscle fibers in your pecs. I get it. Okay, fine, do them at the end. Do it at the end if your chest is a weak point. Your chest is not the weak point in your bench press, and you have well-developed chest, you probably need to be doing something for your triceps at the end, not your chest, right? So it's going to depend on where your weaknesses are. I don't think Greg has a chest weakness personally. So I don't think that he necessarily would benefit from this. I think he would be better off just doing dips as a secondary exercise. He'd be fine. But that being said, the weighted dip will allow you to do feats of strength. You can lift some really impressive numbers on the weighted dip. It looks impressive. It looks strong. People are going to be really impressed with a strong weighted dip versus a dumbbell. They really will. It's safer. You can get better overload. And quite frankly, Greg is already strong at the weighted dip. Like, he wants to just get up and do something heavy for that deeper range of motion or the camera, do the weighted dip. You'll be fine. That's what I would recommend in that case. So again, that would be his best accessories if he's wanting to build his chest up more. He's got his flat bench. He's got his incline bench. He's doing floor presses. Weighted dips will fill in the rest. That's all you need. You don't need to be doing this dumbbell stuff. Not going to help you, and you're going to end up hurting yourself when you try to showboat on it as a primary lift. It's just not a good idea. It's going to get him hurt. I don't want to see get Greg hurt. And I don't want to see those of you out there watching who might be following this saying, hey, I want to try to do some really, really heavy dumbbell presses and ego lift on them. That is not an exercise that you want to ego lift on. It is well renowned for countless numbers of injuries from people ego lifting, including people who've done it on YouTube. You guys remember Devin Physique? He popped a teddy on camera. We saw it tear on camera. You guys remember that? I covered it when it happened. We don't need repeats of that. especially among guys who are actually trying to get strong, who are lifting heavy. Like Greg's been going in the right direction lately with his strength training. I don't want to see an injury derail him. I want to see this guy get to a 400-pound bench. That's what I want to see. That's what I'd like to see. And if he tears a pec, he's not going to get there. All right, guys, but that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and I will talk to you guys next time.